We're going to go through the very beginning of the better balance. For those of you who might not have done this before. So let me just read a little bit here. What is Tai Chi? Traditional Tai Chi is an ancient Chinese art form combining slow, graceful movements, relaxation, and natural breathing. It has been described as moving meditation. In addition to being a holistic discipline similar to yoga, Tai Chi is also a martial art. And the 8 movements that we're going to review and learn in this session come out of the 24 movement Tai Chi short form. To go back to the better balance for a second, in 2004, Dr. Fuzhong Li, a researcher at the Oregon Research Institute, introduced a new simplified form of Tai Chi that incorporates physical therapy techniques with the Tai Chi movements to improve balance and flexibility and to reduce falls. Since then, numerous clinical trials have shown marked improvement in subjects practicing the form. Published in various medical journals, including the New England Journal of Medicine. The form called Tai Chi Quan, Moving for Better Balance, combines the best of Eastern wisdom and modern science. Its 8 movements are easier to learn than the 24 or the 103 movements in the forms. It is also an added benefit of rigorous testing and innovations based on new research into body mechanics and therapeutic techniques. Students gain stability, improved reaction time, and greater ease in doing daily tasks. We're almost finished with this, but let me continue. Moving for Better Balance has 8 movements, each of which is repeated on the left and right sides to balance the 2 sides of the brain. The entire form is learned in 3 modes: seated, standing with a chair, or freestanding. For people whose conditions require a cane or a walker, the seated form allows full participation and strengthens the muscles sufficiently so that they are able to progress to the standing forms. The 8-movement Tai Chi form is supplemented by many therapeutics, brief exercises that the movements of the form, as well as warm-ups and cool-downs that emphasize relaxation and abdominal breathing. Moving for Better Balance is a form of mild exercise that is appropriate for people of all ages in many chronic conditions such as arthritis, Parkinson's, and diabetes, as well as the absence of having a stroke. So we're going to go through each movement separately, and I'm going to break them down so that you can understand what the hand movements are, what's the rest of the body doing, the shifting of the weight back and forth. And since we have 5 weeks in this session, we're going to learn not only the 8 forms, but we're going to learn it also in reverse. So at the end of the session, you'll have 16 movements. So let's get our warm-up exercises in. You can either warm up sitting in the chair or standing. So let's slowly raise the arms up. Think of yourself sitting in the hot tub. You're up to your neck in the water. And raise the arms to about shoulder height. Just let them float down, push down and back. Okay, now let's go all the way up. And slowly push down and back. Now we're going to form a ball about the size of a beach ball or a basketball. On the right side with the right hand on top. And we're just going to move the ball over to the other side, turning our head slightly and rotating the ball. And go back to the other side. Slightly, rotate the ball. Go back to the other side and turn a little bit more. Rotate the ball again. Back to the other side. Now, turn at the waist, 180 degrees. You're going to bring the ball to the center. Just push the ball forward and back. You can shift your weight back and forth as you do this. Push forward, rock back. Oh, and don't forget to breathe. Okay? Breathing is very important. Since we have color, we don't want anyone turning blue. Remember to breathe as we go through these movements. Now let's expand the ball, spread our wings. At the very end, stretch your fingers and relax them. Bring the ball back to the center. We'll do it a couple more times. Chest, stretch the fingers, relax them. Back to the center. Just think of your arms and your hands just floating in the water. We're going to go vertically with the ball. Rotate it. And do the other side. One more time on each side. Now we're going to reach to the diagonal. We're reaching for the peanut butter, the back of the cabinet. Also, one of the forms called parting of the wild books of pain. And we'll do it a couple more times. Shift your weight from side to side. Okay, then just let the arms drift down to the side. Just relax for a couple seconds. Okay, now let's make some big inward circles. And some big outward circles. One more time, and then just go down to your sides. And just relax for a couple seconds. So we're going to go through the form, sitting in the chair, and I'm going to call off the form, each form as we do it. You can either stay if you want or sit down in the chair. There's also footwork involved for the rest of the form, and we will get to that. not only be doing the form, but also the footwork. So let's just sit in the chair for a couple seconds. Okay, so we're going to open the door. And again, think of yourself sitting in the hot tub up to your neck in the water. Slowly let the arms float up to shoulder height. Bring the hands back at shoulder height. Slowly push down and back as if you're pushing through the water. Okay, so let's just do that one more time. I'm going to open the door. Hands back at shoulder height. Push down and back. Now, we're going to form a ball. Again, about the size of a beach ball or a basketball. Form the ball on the right side. Okay, now we're going to move the ball. That's one of the movements, first movement, after we open the door. So we're just going to move the ball over to the other side and rotate the ball. Back to the other side. Rotate the ball. And rotate the ball. See if you can keep the ball about the same size as you rotate it. Just like you're actually carrying the ball. You're actually holding it. Okay, so now we're going to part the wild horse's mane. To go back for a second, remember the exercise we did warming up, reaching for the peanut butter. So the palms are going to go over each other, touch. They slide over each other, reach for the peanut butter. And notice the right hand, as you do that, the right hand is going to come down to your side, palm facing the floor, as you reach. Okay. Now we're going to form the ball on the left side. Over to the other side, parting the wild horse's mane, reaching for the peanut butter jar. Left hand is going to come down the side, palm facing. Come back to the ball. We'll do a single whip. It's called a single whip. So you can see this. And notice after every movement, we come back to the ball, whether it's on the right side or the left side. Okay, so now we're going to do the single whip. And as we make the hook, we're actually, can refer to this as the snake's tail. Okay, so try to see if you can do each finger one at a time, trying to touch the thumb. and bend the wrist, bend the elbow. Okay. Now, the left hand is going to come across. And look at your palm for a second. And the left hand comes over to your left shoulder. You're going to turn the palm outward. This is the head of the snake. Here's the tail, here's the head, and we're going to push. The snake is striking. Remember, all these movements come out of the. Now we form the ball on the left. Or the tail of the snake. As the right hand comes over to the right shoulder, we're going to turn the palm outward, the head of the snake, and now the snake's going to strike. push. And we're going to come back to the ball. Ball on the right, right hand on top. So now it's time for cloud hands. And in cloud hands, when we do the footwork, we take 3 steps to the left and then 3 to the right. So since we're just sitting in the chair, we're not going to be doing any stepping. But pretend you're taking that first step. As you take that first step, look at your palm as it comes across. Your palm. On the second step to the left, we look over the palm and the room 180 degrees, turning at the waist. And on the third step, we're going to form the ball on the left side. Left hand on top, right hand on the bottom. Okay. Now, we're going to take 3 steps to the right. On that first step, look at your cross. Palm. Look over the palm on the second step. Turn at the waist 180 degrees. On the third step, look at your palm again as it comes across and form the ball. All end up with the ball on the right side, right hand on top, left hand on the bottom. And the ball is on the right. Okay, so now it's time to repulse the monkey. Okay, so with the right hand, push across our body. We're going to turn both palms upward towards the ceiling and turn the left palm. And come back to the ball on the left. The left hand on top. This time we're going to push with the left hand. The right arm's going to swing across our body. Turn both palms upward towards the ceiling and turn the and come back to the ball. So the ball's on the right side, right hand on top. Okay. Now we're ready to do right push. So the left hand, turn the palm down, facing the floor. We're going to brush across our left knee, push with the right hand. Come back to the ball on the left hand on top. Turn the right palm down, facing the floor. Brush across your right knee, push with the left hand. Back to the ball. Again, after every movement, we come back to the ball. So the ball plays a very important part in this form. So now it's time for Fair Lady Works the Shuttle. So what we're going to do is just rotate the ball over to the other side. Both palms outward and push. Back to the ball on the left. We're going to go to the other side. Just rotating the ball, turning both palms outward. And then we come back to the ball on the right side. Okay. So now it's time for the ward off and grasp the peacock's tail. So with the left hand, I'm going to do what's called the ward off. W-A-R-D-O-F-F. Ward off, grasp the peacock's tail. And I'll try to explain what all these hand movements are doing. right arm up until it comes down and meets the inside, the right hand inside the left wrist. Turn, push, separate the hands and rock back. Push upward from the waist, down up to the shoulders. Come back to the ball on the left. Left hand's on top, right hand's on the bottom. We're going to do the ward off over to the other side. Here's the ward off. Grasp, peacock's tail, and pull down. Follow your left arm up until it comes down and meets the inside of the right wrist. Turn, push, separate the hands and rock back, and push upward from the waist and up to the shoulders. And then come back to the ball on the right. Now we've gone through all the movements, it's time to close the door. So we're going to just move the ball to the center, cross the hands and separate them. Straight ahead, shoulder height. Straighten the fingers and the wrists and bring the hands back at shoulder height. Slowly push down. And just let your hands come to your side and relax. All right, so let me check on the time here. Our time is doing. It's amazing how fast a half hour goes by. So, so let's go. Let me try to explain some of the movements. And I'm going to stand up to do this. So, as you recall, the moving for better balance form comes out of the martial arts. I'm going to try to explain what the hands are doing, rather than just, you know, they're out in the wind somewhere. So let's pretend you have an, and we're gonna part the wild horse's mane. So what we're actually doing is, this is a strike to the throat. And in the martial arts version of Tai Chi, we do this as an exercise, so everything is in slow motion. But in the actual Tai Chi martial art, it would be a strike, a quick strike. But we're doing it very slowly. Okay, let's do the second. So that's the one where we're going to make a hook with the right hand. And remember, you want to see we're going to do each finger touching the thumb. Just think of this part of your arm as the tail of a snake. So we're going to do that. The left hand becomes the head of the snake. Now the snake is we're doing this all in slow motion. And remember, the slower you learn these movements, the faster it's going to sink into your muscle memory. And pretty soon, when you do the form, you're not even going to have to think about what comes next? What form comes next? It'll be automatic. And it takes a while to get there, but with practice, we can all get there. So let's do one more, the cloud hands. Picture an opponent trying to strike you. And what you're doing is you're actually blocking incoming strike. So if I were to try to punch myself, I would be deflecting that incoming punch. Remember the movie The Karate Kid with Mr. Miyagi? And he's teaching Danielson, wax on, wax off. He's doing the car, polishing the car. Same thing, cloud hands. Wax off. Okay, so we're sort of assuming running out of time. We got about 3 minutes left. So we'll continue where we left off on our next session, next Friday. Next Friday we'll do the footwork along with the movements, and the footwork takes a little time to understand, but again, with practice makes perfect. Okay, so we're going to do a breathing exercise for those of you who might be new to the class. Oh, we have 9 participants today. Okay, so this is a breathing exercise, and there's a little poem that goes along with it, and I will recite this. So let's begin with our feet shoulder width apart. Bend your knees slightly. Just relax. And don't forget to breathe. Okay, so here we go. And just follow along with me. 2 dragons go towards the sea. Soaring up into the sky. Seeking the moon. Abbot lifts bronze bird. Wild goose lands on flat sand. Holy monk lifts up the chi, leading away. Okay. Let's do it one more time. Relax. Remember to breathe. Here we go. 2 dragons go towards the sea. Tigers go into hiding. Soaring up into the sky. That's Siva. The abbot lifts the bronze bird. Wild goose lands on flat sand. Holy monk lifts up the chi, getting away. All right, so just about time. Let's do our Tai Chi Salute. Oh, by the way, that was called Longevity Qigong, the exercise we just did. Longevity Qigong, and it's just a breathing exercise. Boom, that goes with it. So let's do our Tai Chi Salute. The fist stands for power or strength. The fingers are friendship, and the little thumb is humility. Just place the fist into the palm of the left hand, extend the fingers, and cover up the little hole with humility, and we bow to each other to show respect for one another, and we say Pang Yomen, Zai Jin, Pang Yomen, Zai, and Pang Yomen, Zai Jin. which means goodbye, friends.